You can find him in the desert, you can find him by the sea. He'll climb a rocky mountain, he will nap under a tree. If you come along with Pops, it's about discovery. So let's hit the trail to see what we will see.
Hey grandchildren, it's Pops, and we're still here at Priest Lake in the northern tip of Idaho, right up close to the Canadian border. And today we're going paddleboarding. Before we start, we got to make sure we have our safety gear on. So we have our vests, so if we fall overboard, we still float. And we have our whistles, so we can make a noise if a boat is coming close to us. And let's talk for a minute about the paddleboard. You can see down here, this is an inflatable paddleboard, which means we can blow it up with air and take it with us in the car if we want. And this is where we do that. We inflate it right back here. And this pad is where we stand while we're paddling. And this is our paddle, which is adjustable, so it can be just as long or tall as we want, depending upon how tall we are. This is the handle where we carry the paddleboard. And it's got those elastic straps, just like the kayak, to hold our lunch and things on there when we paddle away in the lake. And we're going to go ahead and get in the water, and we're going to show you how to stand and kneel on the paddleboard. And let's go have some fun.
So when we first get on our paddleboard, we get right to our knees. And then once we're comfortable and we feel like we have our balance, we use both of our hands to hold the outside of the board while we stand up, and then carefully and smoothly start paddling ahead. So anytime you're doing water sports like paddleboarding, always wear your life jacket, and it's best if you do know how to swim. I can see up ahead that there are plants growing up through the water. Let's paddle over and see what they look like underwater. So we're underwater now, and you can see that the plants grow right out of the lake bed up through the surface of the water, so you can see them above the water. These are very special plants that only grow in the lake. Sometimes fish will swim over to these plants because they can swim between them, find food, and maybe find a place to hide. Here you can see a fish swim right toward us. He comes up close to check out our camera, and then he swims away. In the distance, you can see a whole school of fish swimming amongst the plants. Here's a fun shot, looking up at the bottom of our paddleboards as they float in the water.
Well, hey grandchildren, it's Pops. We've finished our really fun day on the paddleboard. We learned a lot about safety, wearing our life jacket and having our whistle, and we learned about how to stand up on our paddleboard and paddle smoothly. And I think there's some extra special footage in there from underwater. We'll see you next time on Pops on the Trail.
It's been fun